everyone, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Thursday, March 15th, 2018. Now, we've got going on today, at the very beginning of the day, is the moon still hanging out in Aquarius, right there. And what that does is it brings our attention, of course, to our future, to where our life is going, our goals and our dreams and our hopes for the future. Also to being out and about and socializing with friends and with other groups of people, and really with just detaching a little bit from your problems in life, or detaching emotionally from some things going on so that you can get a different perspective on things. All right, so that was what was going on yesterday and into today. Around that time, late at night yesterday, we had the moon, while it was in Aquarius, making a sextile to both Mars in Sagittarius and to Uranus here in Aries. So I think that anything we could do yesterday to detach from our problems, to see them differently, and to think more long term about what we want for our future, I think was really helping us here to act, to do some things that were important to us, that could help us feel better about our life, excite us, help us to make sense of our life. And I think that was really helping us too to do some things right, that would make us feel more authentically ourselves. That would motivate us to feel much better about what was going on. All right, so I see it being a very positive thing, what was going on at the end of yesterday and into today. Then at 5 a.m., the moon, after spending the past few days in Aquarius, moves into Pisces, where you see it right here in this chart. And when the moon is in Pisces, it then brings our attention inward to what's going on inside us, to what we're feeling emotionally, spiritually, and intuitively, and intending to some emotional things that may be coming up. All right, the moon in Pisces also brings our attention to the past, things that have gone on in the past, how we can overcome the past, beat the past, and maybe even longings for the past, things from the past coming back that we then have to deal with in Pisces. All right, and so I think that's what's coming up for most of this day, especially with the dark moon coming in right here, right before a new moon, is that we're really trying to process emotionally what we're feeling, what's going on with us. We're trying to figure out how we can be more comfortable inside with our life in some way to overcome some things from the past so that we can move forward, and we're just sitting with all of that. That's because the moon enters Pisces at 5 a.m. and then kind of just hangs out there, not really doing much until 7 p.m. at night. 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, and what happens then at 7 p.m. is the moon, as it's in Pisces, comes into a sextile, also very pretty, with Saturn and Capricorn. So anything that you can do during the day today to focus on what you need internally, your internal and emotional needs, and finding more of that internal comfort, overcoming the past, listening to yourself spiritually, I think really is going to help you here start to understand better where you want your life to go, to start to put your life in a better place, to start to feel more comfortable about the place your life is going in, and to start to create more of the structures that you need in your life to support some kind of inner feeling, inner prompting, inner comfort that it is that you need. All right, so I see it being a very good thing here. Maybe after sitting and processing things emotionally all day, trying to figure out what you're feeling about your life and where your life is going, I think the nighttime does provide a good opportunity here for you to start to maybe finally understand where you want your life to go, get more structure in your life, feel more comfortable with your life, and begin to understand what you want, right, and to move forward in that direction, and to just feel better about it all. All right, so I see that happening. Then after that, at well, really this isn't going to happen till 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, but after the moon comes off this sextile to Saturn, it then starts inching closer here to Neptune, where it will make a conjunction. And Neptune, of course, is the ruler of Pisces, really superpowering, I think, that intuition and a really spiritual and soulful feeling that can start to come today and tomorrow as we move towards this new moon. And I think what the conjunction to Neptune and what a lot of all this Pisces stuff as we lead up to the new moon is saying, it's time for you to really focus now on inside, do the spiritual work, do the inner work, so that you can really start to move forward in a way that feels much more comfortable for you than it has previously, so that you can really transform yourself. I've been saying that for a while, from the inside out, to become a new person. And I think the moon on top of Neptune is saying, okay, you need to do what you can to figure out emotionally what you're feeling so that you can heal it and move past it, with Chiron also coming into play here very soon. All right, being a good thing. doing, and because of that, needing to spend some time alone. Perhaps Pisces does rule retirement, spending time alone, meditation. So maybe also needing to meditate, pray, create, write poetry, write whatever you do, you know, free write could be a good thing. Paint could be just very, very positive with all of this Pisces stuff coming in with the moon conjunct Neptune, with the new moon here. I think you can get lots of profound spiritual insights here about your life and about what you want if you just use this opportunity with Pisces to let go of all your fears, to take down all of your defenses, to figure out what it is that you need, you know, at the very core of your being, so that you can start to feel much better about where everything is going. All right, so that's what I see going on there. I like it. I like today. You got nothing but sextiles. I think is good. And we're coming to the end of Pisces. So now that we're coming to the end of Pisces, I think it's a lot of time here to integrate everything that we've learned. If there's been any confusion that we felt through the past few weeks, well, we've had a bunch of planets traveling through Pisces, passing over Neptune and that kind of thing. I think now with the new moon coming, it really is time to start to understand here and make sense of and get more clarity on everything that you've been feeling so far, and to move past it and to take it into new chapters. And I think that's what all these pretty sextiles today and all these planets in Pisces are helping us do, is to really figure out what's going on inside us, to get rid of all the fog, get rid of all the confusion, and to understand it better and see it more clearly so that we can move forward on things in a better way. All right, now things happening in the background. We do have Mars in a square with Chiron to get today. So again, we're trying to do things, to make things happen, to do new things, to put our life in a better spot that we like better, and it not feeling quite right, it feeling uncomfortable because we're being taken out of our comfort zone as we move forward. All right, so that could be one thing that's coming up. Mars as well, going to be at the 29th degree by the end of today, which I think is going to be super important, because once Mars leaves Sagittarius, this is the last time we're going to have a planet in Sagittarius until Jupiter moves in, and Jupiter loves Sagittarius later this year. I think, when is that going to happen? I want to say it's going to happen around October. So I think this is a huge moment with Mars leaving Sagittarius. We're really trying to integrate all of the lessons Saturn has taught us the past 3 years, and it was there. We're really trying to do everything that we can to do something new, to get our life in the right place, to move forward, to create a different life for us that we like better. And I think there's a lot of action, a lot of intensity today to do the things that we need, to jam everything in, to make sure we're living our best life possible, doing something we really like here. And with the square to Chiron, and not feeling quite right because it's uncomfortable, it's taken us out of our comfort zone, it's preventing us from finding that inner peace that we really want. And I think what we're trying to learn here is to be okay if it doesn't feel comfortable, and to keep doing something new, to finish jamming everything in so that you really can have the life that you want, and to try to come into new chapters with this uncomfortable feelings, okay? To realize A, that any uncomfortable feelings you have about something new that you're doing are not going to last forever. Soon you're going to stop experimenting as much as you have been recently, and the more stability is going to return, especially as Mars enters Capricorn. But to also realize here that even if things do hurt, even if you are doing a bunch of new things that you haven't done before that are uncomfortable, that it's not the end of the world, and that you will be okay. And I think those are two things that this alignment is trying to teach us here, is this isn't going to last forever. Stability is going to return to your life sooner than you think, okay? And that even if it doesn't return, which I think it will, like, it's not the end of the world. You have handled so much, you have mastered it, you've been through this crazy Saturn and Sagittarius, doing new things, mutable energy, things being all over the place, and you got this, and you're fine, and you can beat this. And I think really needing to understand with this new moon coming here that you're better than you think, that you're in a better spot than you think you are, and everything's gonna be fine because you're almost to the end of this crazy time of change and newness and experimentation. All right, so that's going on there. Venus and Mercury also still in a conjunction too, so lots of conversations about relationships and about money going on. Again, I've been saying this for a while, as long as these two planets are conjunct, be careful with these conversations, because with Venus in a spot it does not like to be in, you can be rather hasty in decisions. Maybe you can make decisions a little bit too quickly. Maybe you're not the most careful when it comes to the decisions or the people that you're making decisions about, especially with the square to Saturn nearby. So just don't make too many rash decisions. Try to be careful there, but don't avoid the hard conversations just because they're hard, okay? Really needing to slow down here when it comes to your decisions and pay a lot of attention to them and be very careful with what you're doing. Also Venus and Mercury coming into the trine to the North Node here. So even though you got some hard decisions maybe going on, hard conversations and discussions with relationships about money, even hard thoughts to yourself going on, once you do the hard things, lots of good stuff can come from it. More happiness, more joy, feeling much better about your life, feeling like you can finally take the initiative to lead your life in a direction that you like better, doing something new, settling into this thing. So I think there's lots of potential going on if you don't see this period of restriction with the Saturn-Venus stuff as a challenge, and if you see it more as a beneficial force that can help you to make better decisions moving forward, associate with the right people, and do the right things that really can support your happiness and really can support your growth, because I think there's a lot of potential there. All right, so that's going on. And then the last thing I want to mention, the Sun here, 24 degrees in a trine with Jupiter, too, I think bringing lots of positive changes here in your life for the better, to help you move forward, to help you get started on this, not even get started on this Sagittarius journey, to help you complete this Saturn and Sagittarius journey, to start to build on something new. And I think what we're trying to do here is we're trying to transform our lives and prepare ourselves internally and emotionally to do now what Saturn and Sagittarius has been preparing us for, to do some new thing and to start to build on it. All right, and when Mars leaves Sagittarius very soon, it's no longer going to be about this crazy mutable story of experimentation, change, trying a bunch of new things. It's going to be all about picking one or two things that you've been trying. And I think right now, especially when the moon was in Capricorn a few days ago, we were really trying to pick and narrow down and hone in on the things that are really important to us out of everything that we've done the past few years, and to adjust our belief systems in the right way. And I think once Mars leaves Sagittarius and moves into Capricorn, it's going to be go time to go on those 2, 3, 4 things that came up during the past few years that we really like, and to really go straight in on them. All right, and I think the Sun in a trine with Jupiter is really helping you to say, okay, now that you're doing something new, and now that you're narrowing all these new things down to like the 3 or 4 things that you like best, time for you to get on board with this emotionally. Time for you to understand, process emotionally everything that's happened to you the past few years, and really use all of that experience that you have to inform your decisions moving forward, and to create an even better life for you going in a new or different direction, and to step into it with more power and with more strength. And I think that's what Sun Jupiter is trying to say here. How can you begin to move forward, stepping into, I mean, I think a major chapter change is going to start to come here after this new moon, and as planets start to move into Aries, where we're going to start to feel it's going to be much easier to do things. Things are going to start to happen much more quickly, and it's going to be a lot easier for us to be ourselves, I think, and to express ourselves. And I think the Sun in a trine with Jupiter, while everything else is going on, is saying, look, things are going to be different very soon, and you need to make sure, are you up to the task? You need to make sure you can handle it. You need to handle yourself emotionally, change whatever it is that's going on inside you, so that you can adjust to this new life that we're about to step into, to these new demands, feeling much better about it, and not worried about any of the old things that have been bringing you down. And I think that's what we're trying to work out, okay, that I think there's a lot of possibility to figure out. All right, coming in. So I'm excited about the new moon. I think it's going to be good. Now your card for the day is the 8. The 8 of Cups upright. This to me is always a card of walking away from something. I like it, being in Pisces, since Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. You all hear me say that a lot. So I think it indicates definitely starting over anew, and I think what you're doing is you're walking away from an old life, walking away from something that is not, you don't like anymore. That's not you. Normally with this card, what I see going on is that maybe what you're walking away from wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Maybe it was. Maybe you had some bad things happen to you. But I think what goes on is that maybe there's some kind of spiritual prompting going on inside you saying, look, one chapter has ended and there's something else you need to do. Or you were doing one thing and something else is coming into your awareness. And I think this card says if there's something else that's calling your name that you feel really called to, or that excites you, move forward in that direction. And you don't need to have a reason for it. You don't don't need to want to move in this direction because it's logical and it makes sense and someone told you to do this. Like, if your spirit is telling you that there's something you need to do, then move forward in that direction. And I think that's what this card is saying. You don't have to hate the life you once had. It doesn't have to be a bad life for you, but to leave it, to want to leave something behind. It's just that life is changing. We all grow, we all change, you know, times change. And I think this card is saying time to start moving in that new direction here, and following a spiritual prompting and renewing yourself, and letting go of something that maybe is no longer meant for you. Okay? I feel like that's what I've been saying for a while, but it's always nice to see a card kind of confirm that. Alright, so that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.